WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something somewhat special. This is the Whiskey.de malt from Horst Lüning himself. Look at the picture here. You can actually see Horst. Some guy, I think it was many years ago, he actually drew this little cartoon of Horst on his little cask there and his finger up in the air pointing to something. And they paid for this, so they have the rights for it. And then many years later, they actually decided, hey, let's do our own bottling. Now, Whiskey.de has done a lot of their own bottlings, but what they do is they go to Glendronach and they say, hey, could you please bottle a cask for Whiskey.de? Not anything in their own label. Tomaten for Whiskey.de. And on and on and on. They've done that in probably with 20 different distilleries so far, which I'm very grateful for. And so it's always been Whiskies.de exclusives. Now this time is a double exclusive because it's only from Whiskey.de for Whiskey.de. So it's a 10-year-old blended malt Scotch whiskey with 46%, yay. Non-chilled filtered, yay. Now there's a sister bottling to this, wait a second, which I will do a second video about. This is called the Highland Cattle. So this was basically bourbon cask with a tiny little bit of sherry, and this is sherry cask with a tiny little bit of first fill bourbon. €5 more, $34.90, $39.90. So this is whiskey base number 171026. So the special thing is it says on the back that it was produced by Agnes Dundee Distillers in Scotland. Yay! If you watched my stream with Claire Tesh, she is the brand ambassador for Tomental and also for Glencadam, and they are actually the parent organization for Agnes Dundee. Now, many people would say, oh, then of course there's Glencadam and there's Tomental in here. And I'm going to say, well, not only. Because as a blending company, which they were before they bought the distilleries, is what they do is they actually trade their stock. So they'll take 100 barrels and trade it with a different distillery and get 100 other barrels. And they'll take another 100 barrels from that Tomental and trade it with someone else and get another 100. And so they need a lot of different whiskeys to have a certain blend profile. And usually a blend is not just made out of two whiskeys. Now, I have seen blended malts that are called teaspoon malts. So you take, for example, a Balvenie or a Glenfiddich, and you put a tiny little teaspoon in there. Not a single malt anymore. So you just sell it by its own little pseudonym. For example, Warhead or Warwort would be a Glenfiddich, and there are different other things there. Williamson is, I think, Ben Nevis or something else. There's a whole code world name out there for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this, as usual. So Malt Riot, this is from 1770 Glasgow Distillery. I was fairly impressed with this whiskey, to be very honest. So I actually have a little bit left from my German video in here, so I'm just going to pour a little bit onto this. Basically about the same price. What they do is at the heart of this is their own juice, and they've taken from other distilleries and added on and blended this together. I do not like the name Riot. I'm sorry. We're not going to glorify things in the past where violence actually happened and people lost their property and were injured and so on. Not a good name. But I do like the labeling. I do like the colors. I do like the whole concept here at the 1770 Glasgow Distillery. So, over here, almonds, malt, a little bit of powdered sugar, and a little bit of a wood spice. Over here, much deeper, darker, complexer, more complex. I don't know if the word complexer really there should exist. And it's a little bit more of a copper influence here, as if there was some Craigallachie or something like that in there. Very, very nice. All right. Tasting, 40%, 46%. Chill filtered, non-chilled filtered. So towards the end it says here, sweet, malty, soft or smooth, with citrus and a light sherry note should be the taste, and the finish is middle to long, mild with a light woody spiciness. it's a little bit more than light. There's a woody spiciness towards the end. There's a little bit more of wood influence than I personally would have gone in my own personal malt. Hey, Ben and Horst actually did a video in German. I don't know if they did an English video or not about that. Didn't see it, didn't find it, didn't talk about it. And on the German video, they actually talked about how they received some samples of a blend and it was like, well, yes, but, and then they did it again. I think the third time was the charm, basically. And there's a tiny little bit of sherry influence in here. I'm not really getting it, but I'm sure if you took it away, I would go, oh, okay, that's what's missing. I can't really say that there's a berry moment in here. Even on the nose, there might be a tiny little bit. We're getting more sulfur, light sulfur, rather than a berryness. Some people in Germany call this a tongue opener. At the beginning of an evening, we're going to do flight, maybe about 6 to 8 whiskeys. This is the thing you drink at the beginning. You could drink a Glenfiddich 12. Same thing. Glenfiddich 12 is going to put you back about 10 euros less, so I'd go for that instead. Is this something that's overly complex? No. Is this something you really need to buy? No. Is it a nice little gimmick? Yes. Now, going back to the price, 35 euros 90, including alcohol tax, excise tax, as well as VAT. I bet that there's at least 5, more likely 10 euros per bottle on profit here. 3,000 bottles, 30,000 euros profit. Not bad. If it's only 5 euros per bottle, that's 15,000 euros profit. Also not bad. And you get to have your own little label, you get to have your own little but bottle design, you get to have all that. There's not much that went into this in the design phase. They have a graphic person anyways at the company that does a little bit. And also here in the bottle, there's nothing really here. The cheap, normal Scotch bottle that we use in the industry, nothing over expensive. I'm sure that this is going to be a nice product that they put in their core range. Every year there'll be a new one. It might get older, it might have different variances. Hey, why not? Why not? Going over here to my Malt Riot, by the way, if you get a chance to buy this, I actually would. There's a lot more complexity here. For me, there's like a little bit of Krigariki in here. A little bit of copper, a little bit of that. And it's multi-layered. This is very, very simple. With woodiness, okay. And this, even towards the end, it just absolutely opens up and there's a little bit of an explosion of flavor in your mouth. Well done, Malt Riot. Thank you. Not bad here, Horst. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell others. I will be doing the second video in a moment and comparing then the Horst to the Highland cattle. WhiskyJason here. Thank you. Like, subscribe, tell others. Hit that button so you'll be informed every time I put something online. And if you ever need to contact me, whiskyjason@gmail.com. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.